What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Sean Strickland went off on Ali Abdelaziz during a recent appearance on an Aideen Ross livestream, and the clip quickly started making rounds online. Sean didn't hold back at all and launched into a heated rant, throwing out accusations and insults while speaking in his usual unfiltered style. During the stream, Sean brought up Ali, who is known as the manager for Islam and Khabib, and immediately used extremely strong language. He labeled Ali a terrorist and an FBI informant, shocking people watching live. When others on the stream reacted with confusion, Sean doubled down instead of pulling back. Someone pointed out that they were actually managed by Ali and said he had always been nice to them. Sean brushed that off and insisted there was more to the story. He repeatedly claimed that Ali was an FBI informant, saying it as if it were common knowledge, even though others on the stream seemed unsure what he was talking about. As the conversation became more chaotic, Sean kept interrupting himself and others, trying to explain his version of events. He said there was a story he had read and claimed it involved Ali being caught on an airplane with multiple passports. He openly admitted that he could be wrong, but still pushed the narrative while telling the live chat to fact-check him. Sean also referenced Ali being seen on stage with Trump, using that as part of his rant and implying it supported his claims. The discussion went off the rails, with people trying to slow him down and ask him to restart the story clearly, but Sean continued jumping between points. Throughout the clip, Sean's tone stayed aggressive and confrontational. He didn't provide any evidence and made it clear he was speaking based on things he said he had heard or read. The moment quickly spread across social media, with fans debating whether it was just another wild Strickland rant or something more serious, while others criticized him for making accusations without proof. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news. Arman has been mocking both Paddy Pimblett and Ilia with a series of posts on Threads, and fans quickly caught on. Arman started by saying he is living rent-free in Paddy's head, which immediately sparked replies from users in the comments. One fan asked who was the easier matchup for him, Paddy or Justin. Arman answered without hesitation, saying both, but added that Paddy is on another level of easy. That response fired people up even more, with another user saying they would give anything to watch Arman smash Paddy's head into the canvas. Arman leaned into the hype and replied that the fight would be pay-per-view worthy. Things then shifted when another user brought Ilia into the conversation. Arman didn't hold back there either, replying that Ilia is busy dealing with his ex, keeping the trash talk rolling and the rivalry alive. Moving on to another news. Demoor defeated Andrew Tate via majority decision, successfully defending his Misfits boxing heavyweight title. The fight, however, left much of the MMA community underwhelmed, with many critics calling out both fighters for a lackluster performance. Michael Bisping reacted bluntly, saying, "God, they both suck," and followed up with, "This is hilariously bad." Ariel Helwani shared a GIF expressing disappointment with the words, "That's a shame." Kevin Lee added fuel to the conversation, pointing out, "Do y'all believe us now when we say Andrew Tate could never fight?" Ryan Garcia commented that Tate was close to being knocked out, while the MMA guru called the matchup literally the worst fight I have ever watched, criticizing both fighters for having no real skill and describing their technique as completely untrained. He also highlighted Tate's dramatic aura loss, noting he looked like nothing more than a body jab target early in the fight. Despite the criticism, Demoor showed respect in his post-fight remarks. He called Andrew Tate the hardest opponent he's ever faced in his life and referred to him as Cobra South. Chase admitted that Tate had a profound personal impact on him, sharing that he had been struggling emotionally and that Tate's words and encouragement during the fight process pulled him through a dark moment. He emphasized that Tate's mentorship and support meant everything to him and insisted that, regardless of public opinion, Tate is a legend in his eyes. The bout may not have impressed fans with skill or technique, but the mutual respect between Chase and Tate stood out. Chase's tribute highlighted the personal and mental battles behind the scenes, reminding everyone that sometimes the significance of a fight goes beyond the punches thrown in the ring. Tate's presence and guidance clearly left a lasting impact on those around him, even amid a disappointing performance. Moving on to another news. Anthony Joshua has responded to the criticism surrounding his performance against Jake Paul. Even though he scored a knockout in the 6th round, many fans felt the finish should have come much earlier. Joshua didn't shy away from the criticism and admitted he wasn't satisfied with how the fight played out. Speaking after the bout, Joshua made it clear that while a win is a win, it didn't feel like a true success to him. He said he expects more from himself, and so does his coach. For Joshua, the result can't be something he lives off. He explained that he has to move forward, improve, and leave the night in the past, no matter how much attention it gets online. Joshua also addressed the pressure he felt going into the fight. He explained that there was a lot riding on the matchup, with huge expectations and plenty of people doubting him. According to him, that pressure came from knowing he was carrying boxing on his back in that moment. He felt that many people were quicker to praise Jake than to respect what he brings to the sport, which only added to the weight on his shoulders. When asked if the fight felt like a real heavyweight contest, Joshua said it was different from preparing for a traditional world title bout. Still, he insisted that he took the fight seriously and respected the danger involved. One mistake in the ring can cost everything, and that reality never changes, no matter the opponent. Joshua stressed that he respects himself and respects boxing. He explained that preparation is everything and that slipping up, even once, can have serious consequences at the heavyweight level. Because of that, he refused to overlook Jake or treat the fight like a joke. He also gave credit where he felt it was due. Joshua said that if Jake had beaten him, the reaction would have been brutal toward him and his team. Because of that, he chose not to tear Jake down and instead acknowledged his effort and courage for stepping into the ring. However, Joshua was honest about the reality of the division. He said that if Jake wants to stay at the top level in heavyweight boxing, he will need to work significantly harder. According to Joshua, the heavyweight division is extremely difficult to rule, and success at that level demands constant improvement, discipline, and respect for the sport. Moving on to another news, Tony Ferguson picked up a big win at Misfits Mania tonight, defeating Warren Spencer via unanimous decision. With the victory, Tony improves to 2-0 in his boxing career and becomes the new Misfits boxing middleweight champion, continuing his surprising run in the sport. The fight was competitive, but Tony's experience and pressure clearly made the difference. He came close to scoring a knockout in the final 10 seconds, unloading with heavy shots that had the crowd on its feet as the clock ran down. Earlier in the fight, Tony dropped Spencer hard in round 2, standing over him and screaming while he was on the canvas, showing flashes of his old intensity. Despite taking serious punishment, Spencer showed toughness and kept pushing forward, earning respect for surviving the damage and making it to the final bell. Still, Tony controlled most of the action and left little doubt on the scorecards. The performance drew reactions from across the MMA world. Ariel Helwani praised the comeback, calling it a Fighter of the Year moment and saying he loved seeing Tony back in form. MMA Guru echoed the sentiment, describing it as a vintage Tony Ferguson performance and giving credit to Spencer for his durability. After the fight, Tony spoke about his passion for competition and how boxing has given him a fresh opportunity. He said he loves being an athlete and enjoys showing people that chasing your dreams can still be fun. He closed the moment with a bit of humor, asking the crowd if they were entertained and laughing as he apologized, clearly soaking in the moment after another gritty performance. Moving on to another news, Jake Paul has confirmed that Anthony Joshua broke his jaw during their fight last night. Jake posted an X-ray on his Instagram showing the damage, revealing a double broken jaw. In the caption, he tried to keep things light, joking about fighting Canelo in 10 days and adding a playful message about being taken care of forever and ever. Not long after, Jake followed up with another update explaining that surgery went well. He thanked fans for the love and support and shared that doctors installed 2 titanium plates on each side of his jaw. He also revealed that some teeth had to be removed and that he will be restricted to a liquid-only diet for the next 7 days. The post quickly went viral, drawing reactions from across the fight world. Conor stepped in with a short but respectful message, commenting, "Fair play, well done," giving Jake credit for pushing through a brutal outcome and owning the moment publicly. Moving on to another news, Kayla Harrison and Jorge Masvidal opened up about what it's really like having Dana White as a boss, and the conversation quickly turned honest. Both agreed that Dana is extremely hard to read, but Kayla went a step further and admitted she genuinely feels like Dana doesn't like her. Kayla explained that during her first time at the White House, she was more nervous about Dana being there than anything else. She said she usually prides herself on being good at reading people, but with Dana, she just can't figure him out. That uncertainty bothers her, and she admitted it gives her the sense that he doesn't like her very much. Jorge jumped in jokingly, suggesting it might be her fault, especially since she's outspoken and appears on shows often. Kayla laughed it off and pushed back, saying her manager definitely loves her because she makes him a lot of money. Still, she acknowledged that being vocal probably isn't something Dana always enjoys. The conversation then shifted to Jorge's own relationship with Dana. He explained that while he respects Dana for everything he's done for the sport, their relationship is strictly business. Jorge said he's not Dana's fan in a personal sense because negotiations are always a battle. Both sides want different things, and those discussions can feel like a war. Jorge emphasized that fighters are essentially the employers because without them, there is no product. He said he will always push for more, just like Dana always try to protect the company's interests. That tension, according to Jorge, is just part of the job. He then shared a story from a White House visit involving Trump. During the conversation, Trump brought up the sale of the UFC for around $4 billion and asked Dana what he thought the company was worth now. Dana reportedly answered that it was probably worth around $20 billion, with estimates closer to $23 billion. Jorge said hearing that was eye-opening, especially when thinking about negotiations. He immediately reacted, saying it was really good information to know. Trump found the comment hilarious, and Jorge admitted he was glad he said it out loud in that moment. The exchange highlighted just how complex the relationships are between fighters and promoters, blending respect, tension, business, and ego all into one ongoing dynamic. Moving on to another news, Ryan Garcia has weighed in on Jake Paul's loss and made it clear he never believed Jake had a real chance against Anthony Joshua. Ryan said the outcome was obvious from the start, especially once the size and weight difference came into play. According to him, when weights truly matter in boxing, fights like this become predictable. Ryan explained that Jake tried his best against a full-sized heavyweight, but simply couldn't hurt him at all. From his perspective, that alone told the whole story. He said it wasn't about disrespecting Jake or taking shots at his career, but about understanding boxing fundamentals. When power, size, and experience are that far apart, the result is almost inevitable. He added that anyone who truly knows boxing could see that Jake was never going to win this fight. Ryan admitted the chance wasn't literally zero, but emphasized it was close enough to make the outcome nearly guaranteed from the opening bell. Moving on to another news. So, do you guys know the streamer Jack Doherty? The guy who constantly picks fights with random people and then hides behind his security so no one can touch him. Well, last night, Jack and his friends got into a physical altercation with former UFC heavyweight champion Andrei Arlovski. The incident went down backstage during the Jake Paul vs. Anthony Joshua event, and things escalated fast. Witnesses say Jack started talking trash and trying to provoke reactions. Arlovski, who was nearby, wasn't interested. Tensions rose when one of Jack's friends stepped in, and that's when everything kicked off. As soon as voices were raised, Jack retreated behind his security. Footage from the scene shows Arlovski towering over everyone, looking calm but dangerous, like a real-life movie giant. People can be heard yelling for everyone to chill as security rushed in to separate both sides. Someone shouted for help, others screamed for people to get out, and chaos briefly took over backstage. In the end, no serious injuries were reported, and the situation was shut down. Fans online are clowning Jack for talking big and hiding, while Arlovski walked away without saying a word, proving why respect matters around real fighters. Moving on to another news. Dana White has received major backlash as the UFC approaches 2026. Fueled by a new broadcasting deal that has added an astonishing $7.7 billion to the promotion's revenue. Conversations about fighter pay have once again spiked, especially following recent comments made by Kayla Harrison regarding her trip to the White House earlier this year. Harrison shared her experience during an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show, giving fans a rare glimpse behind the scenes. She recalled that at one point, Trump mentioned the sale of the UFC for around $4 billion and called it great. Then, Trump asked Dana what he thought the company was worth now. Dana reportedly replied it was probably around $20 billion, with estimates closer to $23 billion. Kayla said she immediately recognized how valuable that information could be for negotiations, and noted that Trump found her reaction hilarious. She was surprised she had said it out loud and admitted she was glad she did. Not everyone took the story lightly. On X, fans and fighters voiced fiery opinions about fighter pay. Many highlighted the stark contrast between UFC fighters and athletes in other sports, pointing out that UFC fighters typically receive only 18 to 20% of total revenue, whereas NBA players get about 49 to 51% of basketball-related income. Critics emphasized the dangers UFC fighters face and argued that fair compensation is long overdue, with some calling for a union to protect fighters' interests. Others defended the promotion's business model, insisting that fighters are paid based on the value they bring to the company, not the other way around. Top fighters earn top money, while entry-level athletes make less because they have less drawing power. Comments stressed that being a UFC fighter is not a full-time job. Athletes are independent contractors who must balance fight schedules, training, and additional work. The debate touched on fighter branding, contract obligations, and incentives for frequent competition. Fans noted that even if the UFC increased pay significantly, only a portion of fighters would continue competing at the top level without proper motivation, making contractual structures and incentives key to sustaining performance. While some believe Dana's politics amplify criticism, the numbers themselves highlight ongoing tensions over revenue distribution, fighter compensation, and the business of mixed martial arts.